Can you imagine being on the battlefields of the American Civil War during the early 1860s and caring for the injured soldiers that would often die of infection while there is nothing you can do but comfort them in their last few moments? This is exactly what Clara Barton did as her time as a nurse before she founded the American Red Cross. She served as president of the organization for 23 years before her retirement in 1904 at 83 years old. The American Red Cross is an organization that helps Americans after natural disasters, provides service members and their families with food, shelter, water, financial support, while hosting blood drives and collecting blood donations for Americans since the beginning of the Second World War. Today, I will acknowledge the hardworking individual that Clara Barton was during the late 1880s, how her work saved many lives during her lifetime, and how she still impacts people today. While Clara Barton did not have a professional education to become a nurse, she learned many skills in her home life as a young girl. According to Deborah Michaels, an editor for the National Women's History Museum, Clara Barton was the youngest of 5 children, and she first experienced how to care for someone as a nurse when her older brother became seriously ill. It was not uncommon for women to not have an education as a nurse during the mid to late 1800s. In the article, A Timeline of Nursing Education, written by AmericanStendental.edu, the first nursing school in the United States was founded in 1873 and was located in New York City. After the initial opening of the school, many other states, such as Connecticut and Massachusetts, also opened the doors to their own nursing schools. Because of this, many women became official nurses and started to work in hospitals and on the battlefields during the Civil War. When the Civil War began in 1861, Barton made it her mission to bring aid and supplies to wounded soldiers in need. A year later, she received permission to directly deliver the supplies to the soldiers on the battlefield across the country. During this time, she realized how much she enjoyed helping people who were in disaster. Because of her desire to help people, Barton was determined to continue her life of service. After a trip to Europe, she experienced the help that the International Red Cross was able to provide the citizens of Switzerland. She was committed to developing the American Red Cross to support the American citizens as well as service members from the war. After meeting with President Rutherford B. Hayes, the American Red Cross was created on May 21, 1881. Being a member for the Red Cross for the past 4 years, I have experienced how the organization has helped Americans firsthand. After learning how the organization got started by Clara Barton in 1881, I was inspired to work in the medical field so that I could also provide medical care for those who needed it. She truly is someone who I aspire to be more like in my professional career, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. According to the Red Cross timeline, a historical page that documents all of the important moments that the Red Cross has stepped in to help, the association is there to help Americans through devastating times in our country's history. These include the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and conflicts in the Middle East. The Red Cross has also provided shelter, food, and water to Americans that have lived through and survived a natural disaster, such as Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and Hurricane Sandy in 2012. The organization also helps during national pandemics, such as the Spanish flu and the coronavirus pandemic that we are currently living through right now. They also help by sending mental health workers to areas that have survived terrorist attacks and mass shootings. And every day, the Red Cross provides blood donations to civilians that need it because of trauma accidents, organ transplants, or chronic illnesses. Even though all of these events have happened long after Clara Barton's time, without her efforts to help those who need it most and the creation of the Red Cross, many Americans would be homeless without medical care, food, water, and support in times of need. Today I have acknowledged the hardworking individual that Clara Barton was during the late 1880s, how her work saved many lives during her lifetime, and how it still impacts people today. So if you are ever in need of a blood donation, or you are impacted by a natural disaster, the Red Cross will be there to help you, and it's all thanks to Clara Barton.